My name is Nathan Clark. I have been a member here at Bethel Baptist Church for, I believe, around 12 years. So I have a twin brother named Aaron, and my mother's name is Mary, and they both attend here. My brother plays on the praise team. I am a student at Virginia Tech, currently pursuing a degree in biological sciences. After I graduate, I want to go to graduate school, and I want to eventually study plants. I'm not entirely sure where I want to go with that after that, but we'll just see where I end up. So I've had to deal with bullying pretty much my entire life. I think it really like first got started back in, I want to say, second grade. In kindergarten I had moved to Texas, and in second grade I moved back here. And that's really when, at least, I first started to notice the bullying start. It was mostly, I was a rather heavy child back then, and it was mostly aimed towards my weight. I wasn't very good at sports during PE class, so I got made fun of a lot for that. Elementary school, I don't remember it being as bad, but it really started to pick up momentum during middle school. As we all know, middle school is not a fun time, but that's when I really started to notice that it really started to get bad. I would say either 7th or 8th grade is probably when it was the worst. Still, saying things related to my weight, not being good at sports, not being good at, in PE, things like that. It actually really started to subside when I was in high school. Actually, high school definitely changes people a lot, and I think as my fellow peers began to mature a bit more, they started to see that's not the kind of way you should treat people. But so as a result of this pretty much non-stop bullying, I did not have a lot of confidence as a young child / young adult. I had very low self-esteem. I didn't really like to talk to people, whether I knew they were somebody I was familiar with or not. Back in middle school, I would come home and essentially just lock myself in my bedroom and not talk to anybody, and then I'd eat dinner, do my homework, and then go to bed. And I just really didn't like to talk to anybody. I tried to talk to people about the bullying, but it really just didn't really feel like it helped at all. It just seemed to it really just didn't seem to help. It just seemed to make me feel less useful, essentially. I dealt with a lot of feelings of worthlessness and anxiety and depression, and even when the bullying itself stopped, it still continued a little bit at high school, but it definitely got better, especially sophomore, junior, senior year. But the long-term impacts of it, the low self-esteem, the feeling of worthlessness, the anxiety and the depression just keep, even now, I still struggle with that. When I was in middle school and high school, I didn't really have a relationship with God. I came to church every Sunday. Every so often I would participate in youth activities on Sunday evenings, but I really didn't have a relation. I really didn't know God back then. I really didn't have a relationship with Him. I would definitely say even though talking about it didn't necessarily help too much, I really feel like having my family being there, always willing to listen if I had to vent, because I know I vented to my family so often about this kind of stuff that was going on. And they were always there, they were always patient, they were always willing to listen to me. As far as other people God has put into my life that have kind of led me out of this, these feelings of hopelessness. Josh and Kelly have been an absolute blessing in my life. They're like, even, of course, God's the one who saved me, but I really credit them for, helping guide me toward the path towards, really knowing God and getting to know Him and having a relationship with Him. I like it. A lot of y'all probably know I hadn't been actually saved until this past summer, and ever since then, God has shown me how absolutely amazing He is, and He really took all that negative emotion, because when I was here, especially in middle school, I was just so full of anger, hatred, fear, that and eventually you feel such strong emotions for so long, eventually they just you just don't start to not feel anything at all. And by probably middle to late high school, I didn't feel anything at all, just complete and total emptiness. And that really took a toll on my mental health, especially my first couple years of college. I loved being in college. I loved, meeting new people, but my mental health just took such a nosedive my first 2 years of college. But God has really shown me, He's really given purpose to everything that's happened to me. I really feel like He's used that as an opportunity to say, okay, you're still gonna have to deal with these kind of emotions, but I'm going to replace all the bad emotions, all the anger, all the hate, all the fear with love and compassion. And it's been a long road, but I know, looking back at it, I can see God's hand just moving every single piece of my life, maneuvering me towards exactly where He wants to be. And I know I still fear, this is kind of a complicated thing to kind of explain, but for the longest time, especially my young teen years, I couldn't imagine my future, if that makes any sense. I never imagined reaching every new milestone. I never imagined me being able to reach that. When I was 11, 12 years old, I never thought I would see the day when I'd turn 13. When I turned 13, I'd never think I'd see myself get into high school, and so on and so forth. But I can see, there's been purpose in everything that I've dealt with in the past, and I've been seeing God's hand moving me to be exactly where He wants me to be. And like I said, I still deal with the anxiety, the depression, the fear, but I know God absolutely has a plan for me. He has. I don't worry as much about the future. I used to worry about the future so much, just where I'm going to go to school, am I going to end up liking my major? Am I going to, flunk out, and am I going to have to, end up in a job that I don't love for the rest of my life? But like I said, I still deal with that kind of fear. But I know, I can feel God working in my life, and I can feel that He has a plan for me. And I don't know what His plan for me is right now, but I know that I'm going to end up exactly where He wants me to be. And I'm absolutely prepared for anything that He has to send my way.